How I Got to School Today, a paper folding story by way of Japan. I live in Astoria in Queens, and that means that I have to take 2 trains to get to school. First, I take the N or the Q to Lexington Avenue, and then I have to take the 4 or the 5 to Grand Central Station. And on my way to school today, there was a big problem. I got off of the train, and I walked through the tunnel, walk. I climb up the stairs, climb, and at the top of the stairs, on the street, I didn't see great big tall buildings. I saw great big tall mountains. Now how was I going to get to school? I had to find a way. So I made a pair of very useful binoculars. And with my binoculars, I found a path. So I started to walk. And I walked and I tripped. And I walked and I tripped again. I didn't have the right shoes on for climbing a mountain. And I thought, oh, I'm never going to get to school if I keep falling down. I need something to help me. And then I had an idea. What I needed was a walking stick. And with my walking stick, I walked along, and I didn't fall once. And I got higher and higher up the mountain. But as I was getting higher, the sun was getting brighter, and it was hurting my eyes. I didn't have any sunglasses. So I decided that what I needed was a sun hat. And when I put it on my head, the sun hat would protect my eyes, and away I would go. And up I went, higher and higher, further and further. But I was climbing so much, I started to get very hot and sweaty, and there wasn't a breeze at all. I needed a fan. So I folded and folded so that I could have a fan and cool off and finish my climb up the mountain. And I opened my fan. Now I could cool off, and I felt much better. And I climbed, and then I stopped again. And I looked all around, and I was all alone. And I didn't like that. I didn't want to climb up the mountain all by myself. And then a little bird flew up to me, and I thought, oh, maybe the bird will fly up to the mountaintop with me. And that's just what we did. And when we got to the top, the bird flew away. But now I was at the top, and it was so beautiful. I decided to sit down in my tent and look around. And I could see the green grass and the blue sky and the sun and the clouds, and I saw a waterfall. And then I realized that I was really thirsty, but I didn't want to just stick my hands into the cold water and get all wet on my way to school. I needed a cup. So I got to work, and I folded and folded some more until I had a cup. And when it was done, I opened it up and I looked inside. Yep, It's a cup. So I stuck my cup underneath the waterfall, and I had a drink of water. Ah, I felt so much better. And I looked at my watch, and I had 10 minutes to get to school. If I ran down the mountain, I would be late. If I slid down the mountain, I would be late. The only way to get to school on time would be to fly. So, I made myself an airplane, and when it was done, I climbed aboard. I counted to 3. 1, 2, 3, and flew to school. The